Hello, Naomi. This is Scott Clancy. I'm a friend of Kent's. We're here. Hi. We're here with Lisa, and we just thought we could do a FaceTime so you could be part of the event.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hi, Ken.
Yeah. So we'll just, I don't know how this works, but Scotty will kind of hold it for you, but we're in the room, and I've got a camera going, and I'm recording the little ceremony, and here's your mother. Yeah. She looks beautiful, honey. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we just have like 30 minutes. And I don't know the best view or how you want to do it, but
Yeah, it's perfect.
is it okay?
I love to do it.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, those were those wild ones I think I got right before you left, I think. And they just became really wild.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Okay. So, yeah, maybe if you stood over there, Scotty, that'd be great. And then I can just kind of look in this direction. And so maybe, Naomi, you could help me a little bit too, because what I brought are all her, I just wanted to do a little quick history, you know? And I wanted to go back to Richland, you know, when she, 1989, when she went back, she was, were you guys with Kelly then, or was she still just a single mom?
I think she was with Kelly then, yeah.
Okay, but it was really important for her because she went back to, after being, having you in high school, she went back and got her degree from Richland, and that's also where she met like all her really important friends like Jim and Janet, right?
Yeah, Jim and Janet and me, Kaya, and then her, you know, Nancy. That's where she met Nancy.
Yeah, excellent. So we're gonna honor her with that. And then from there, she went on to the University of Texas, Dallas. And what I just noticed today is that she graduated in 1991, and that's actually the exact same year in the fall that I graduated from college too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know the month, but when I read that today, I thought, wow. And the thing I really want to celebrate about her is that, you know, she graduated cum laude, right? Cum laude.
Yes.
I did not.
Neither did I.
Yeah, I was probably on the other end of all of that. So really amazing that she went back and she excelled at everything she did.
She sure did.
Yeah. And I know there's a lot of stories in between all of that we know nothing about. I've heard them. But then Lisa and I, we met at Naropa University, so I've got her diploma from Naropa, her master's degree from Naropa.
When was that? What year?
We graduated in, gosh, I should know that, 2005.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah. So we have that together. And at the same time that we were going to Naropa, we both went to the Hakomi Institute. And we were both certified, but most important, she was certified in 2007 after 3 years of Hakomi training, and then about a year of advanced Hakomi training where we had to fly back and forth to Boulder once a month for trainings and for our certification. And along that, yeah. And along that process at Naropa, you know, one of her first really important teachers was Ed Podval. He was one of the authors and writers of the book on psychosis. And he had been just returned from a 3-year solitary retreat, and then came back and passed with cancer, and we would go with him during that process and sit as he was going through that process. And he was very, very special to your mother. She knew him, had worked with him, Yeah, beautiful man in the lineage, really beautiful man. And then of course, everyone came, Naropa University, Ed Podval, Reggie Ray, who I'm going to talk about in a minute. They all have come from really the fruit of Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche, who was the founder of Naropa and Shambhala International, and the inspiration for the Hakomi teachings. So the entire lineage of her life have come from the fruit and benefit of Chogyam, and I want to honor him. And then Reginald Ray. We met Reggie obviously at Naropa. He was one of our teachers. And then he left the Shambhala Center, Shambhala International, and formed Dharma Ocean. And we were part of that process as he built that meditation retreat center and began his teaching there. And she received her Vajrayana initiations from Reggie. And then I went back and did a solitary retreat there near that center. And then of course, after graduation, she did her all her supervised counseling and received her license to be a licensed therapist. So I'm sending the license with her. And you know how she leaves all these little secret notes all over the place? And I'm always like, what are those secrets? And she says, oh no, those are just client notes. Those are just little thoughts, but they're not. They're everything. So there are some little client notes in here, but there's also some just beautiful little writings that she's had that I wanted to send her way. Oh, and I came out of order, but I wanted to put in her graduation sash from Naropa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's so beautiful is she's wearing this beautiful purple.
And the sash.
And the sash is purple. And we'll try to get a shot of that. Yeah, it's beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And then for years, I think Janet sent Lisa these stamps of New Mexico, and she never wanted to use them. And I'm like, I can never use them. So I'm putting one set of the stamps with her, and then I'm going to send the other set to Janet so that she can keep them.
I love that.
Yeah. And then of course, she had waited and waited and waited as she was creating her book, her beautiful book, which I'm going to read something from. She was waiting for this stamp from India, and you know, we talked about stamping her body, but that just didn't feel right to me. So anyway, this morning the ink was running out, but I did it's the lotus stamp that she was waiting for India. So I put that stamp with her. And then if you want to tell the story of the cookie,
Very nice.
do you want to tell the story of the cookie?
Yeah, I'll tell the story of the cookie.
Okay.
This is the last cookie in a batch when I got to work in a few weeks ago. My mom asked me to make a batch of homemade chocolate chip cookies. It's something that we always did together from the time I can remember. We made cookies together. And as I got older, I would kind of screw over a little bit. I would make the cookies and put all the stuff together, and Mom would have to stay up and bake cookies all night because I wouldn't stay up and bake them, and she always would. So I made a batch of cookies, and she had several, and we saved the last one. So Mom, the last cookie, here goes with you. I love you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And of course, what I'm going to do here, Naomi, is we forgot to take some hair.
Oh,
Do you remember we were going to take some hair?
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Ken, for
Yeah.
remembering.
Yeah, so I'm just going to clip a couple locks of hair. And it still smells like the detangler that you were using. So that's great.
And the apple.
Yeah, a little apple. So I'm gonna take a little hair, and you would do a much better job braiding this than I will. So maybe I'll send this to you, and you can braid 2, and then send one back to me.
I love that. Thank you for remembering me.
Yeah. She would kill me if she saw me cutting her hair like this. She would be like, "What are you doing?" Alright, so I'll send those to you, and you can make something beautiful for me. Send that back.
Okay, I sure will.
Okay. Awesome. Alright. And then, of course, oh my gosh. Alright. That's alright. That's alright. That's alright. That's alright. Okay. And then, of course, her favorite flower are these wild tulips. And since I just had to give her these crazy wild tulips, and I think maybe, I think that'll be good. I was gonna put these fresh ones in, but maybe what I'll do is I'll just bring them back with me.
Yeah, I think so. I love putting the wild ones with her.
Yeah, we'll put the wild ones with her, and I'll just bring these back with me.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay. There's a significance of the bell which I will close. I didn't open with it, but that's okay because we've opened our lives and we can close our lives with the sound of the bell. Okay, this will be tricky for me. I have not been able to read from this book, Naomi. Okay. Wow. Alright. Okay. So I'm gonna read the Amor Fati poem, and then her words around that. Okay. Amor Fati is a mindset that you take on for making the best out of anything that happens, treating each other and every moment, no matter how challenging, as something to be embraced, not avoided. To not only be okay with it, but to love it and be better for it. So that, like oxygen to fire, obstacles and adversity become fuel for your potential. The flame on the front of the pendant is inspired by Marcus Aurelius' timeless wisdom. A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. The back of the pendant features an excerpt from the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, Formula for Greatness. Not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it, but love it. As has been perhaps the most important lesson I have learned, this has been perhaps the most important lesson I have learned, and it only took me 60-some years. I have long understood the importance of accepting what is, but it did not occur to me until I got sick. That is even more important, to love what life brings. Whatever that is. Wow. I'll get through it. Because everything is given with love for the benefit of our soul's growth. And if we can receive the challenge with love, we see the profound gesture of what is given, and we are filled with gratitude for all of it. I want to share this with you in hope that you too can benefit from a life well loved and trusted. Okay. All right. when I wrote about Amor Fati, I realized that only gratitude would be the result, and that it would change everything. Now I know this to be true, and I vow to be grateful for everything I see. I am grateful for this body, exactly as it is, this heart, these feelings, these thoughts, this pain, and I give it permission to raise its vibration and support my well-being. I'm grateful for the time and space to be my highest self. Radical gratitude practice. Everything is a manifestation of form, honoring the spirit with gratitude, and you begin to live on the same side of the universe. When you are grateful for the body, it receives permission to heal. Spirit moves through gratitude. And it is the tradition within the Shambhala teaching and other Buddhist teachings. We close the meditation with 3 rings of the gong. I love you, Naomi, and I thank you
I love you.
for being here with us and here for me through this process.
Thanks. Thank you for sharing it with me.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd want to say or do to have closure?
No, you did a beautiful job. I'll see you soon, Mom. I love you.
Alright. I'm gonna bring this camera in just to get a closer shot.
It's really beautiful.
Alright, my love.